What I learned from Knox that is very relevant to what I do in the field is Knox helped me to have an open mind. And for my experiences in Doctors Without Borders, where I work with a team that's of many different nationalities, many different cultures, many different experiences and backgrounds, it means that I'm accepting of the differences as well as able to recognize the similarities. I became a midwife because I actually am very interested in the health care and the status of women. I was fortunate enough to have an experience in Micronesia and saw firsthand the cultural differences that are expressed in childbirth, as well as the physical aspects of childbirth, which of course are the same for all women. It was with those experiences that I realized that I did have a passion, and I did have some amount of ability to relate to women in difficult situations. And I also liked medicine. I didn't know that until I had the experience with laboring women. Really having an open mind was a lesson from Knox. It was my first time to understand about cultural differences, about how the world is made up of many different peoples, many different ways of thinking, many different types of governments. And I feel like that was a lesson that I hadn't learned at home. What I got from my home that helps is that I'm a secure person. I'm stable, I'm secure. That came from my parents, of course. But from Knox, I learned about the world, and I learned how to be in the world as a sensitive and compassionate person. And I do have now the goal, because I'm 68 years old, of being the oldest person who is actually in the field. I have a lot of competition, particularly from the surgeons and the anesthesiologists. I've worked with surgeons and anesthesiologists who are well into their 70s. So I have at least another 10 years before I'm the oldest person in the field, on the ground. I think the Knox students today are very different than I was as a Knox freshman. I was a freshman 50 years ago, and I arrived at Knox from a fairly sheltered home. My parents really sent me to college so that I would learn skills, so that if I ever had to support myself, I would have a career to fall back on. It was never the intention that I would actually have any kind of academic achievement or a career that was meaningful to me or to the world. In addition, I was sent to college to find a husband, and I did marry my Knox sweetheart. Those are very different academic goals than the goals of the Knox students I met on this trip. I had lunch with 6 amazing students, sophomores, juniors, and seniors, who are looking to a career in medicine. They don't exactly know where they're going to go, of course. They're still in college. But they do know that they want to go someplace. And they are taking advantage of their Knox education in a way that I felt like I didn't do until I was a senior. But they already are learning. Their minds are open. They've had experiences with Knox professors, with each other, with the community, that really make them students of the nation and students of the world. So I'm very, very impressed with the thoughtfulness of the students. I think that really is different. They're really here. They're really here to learn.